Hello, welcome to this Health Revolution 2022. I'm so happy to be here, and before I start, I want to thank Dr. Rupa Shah for putting all this together and bringing all this health information to you. I'm Dr. Nandita Shah, I'm the founder of Sharan, and today we're going to talk about why Sharan recommends a whole food plant based diet for health as the best diet for preventing and reversing diseases. And what is the difference between this and naturopathy and other therapies that, like homeopathy and Ayurveda and so on, so that you know in which situation to choose what. I'm the founder of Sharan, and Sharan stands for Sanctuary for Health and Reconnection to Animals and Nature. And this name came because I was observing animals in nature, and I found that animals in nature know how to be well. They know what to do when they're unwell. For example, I saw cats or dogs eating grass to clean their body when they're unwell. But we don't know what to do. And why is that? Actually, we know what to do, but we're not in touch with our instincts. So, how can we be in touch with our instincts and follow the path? So, I'm going to talk to you about the logic of a whole food plant based diet that Sharan recommends, and also what more can you do. Now, I started out as a homeopath in 1981 and I was practicing, and I saw that lots of my patients were getting better with medicines, but they would come back after 3 weeks or 3 months or even 3 years with the same problem. And we see this in allopathy too, that if someone has diabetes and they go to the doctor gives them medicines, but over a period of time, the medicines spiral upwards. They don't get well, right? So why are people not getting well, and what can we do to really get well, and how can diet help? That's the topic for today. Today we have a lot of lifestyle diseases. We live in a culture of disease where all these diseases are very common, isn't it? And all of these diseases are lifestyle diseases, and therefore they can be reversed with correct lifestyle if we were just to adopt it, isn't it? So instead of going for toxic pills and surgery most of the time, we could go for lifestyle changes most of the time, and maybe some pills or surgery wherever they are required. Lifestyle is difficult to change, isn't it? And that's the problem. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If we can understand the logic of a plant based diet, it's easy to reverse diseases and get well. If you have a cow, what would you give it to eat? Grass, of course, right? That's because the natural food for a cow is grass. And similarly, the natural food for a lion is meat or its prey. Now, we'll never give a lion grass. In fact, the lion is sitting in the grasslands and not trying to eat the grass. Or we would never give meat to a cow because we know that what they're supposed to eat. But how do they know? By instincts, right? So just like lions and cows and all the animals on the planet have instincts and they know what to eat instinctively, so do we. But we're not in touch with our instincts. So let me put you in touch with our instincts right now. Imagine if you were on a farm or an orchard and you see fruits and vegetables ripe and ready. What do you feel like doing? And I know your answer is the same as mine. We feel like picking and eating. Of course, right? Instinctively, these are foods natural for our species. But if you see a chicken walk by, or a goat or a cow, does your mouth water? And the answer is no, because we can't pounce on these animals, tear them apart, and nor can we, like a true omnivore, eat them whole or raw, right? So who would salivate if they saw chicken walk by? Maybe a dog or a fox, because a dog or a fox can pounce on the chicken, tear it apart, and eat it whole, skin, bones, beak, claws, everything. But we can't. So it's not our food, but we're eating it, isn't it? And so if we put the wrong fuel in our body, it's a little bit like putting diesel in a petrol car. It doesn't work. We are going to get diseases, and therefore we are seeing so many lifestyle diseases today in our culture of disease. Now, if you see a plate like this and you're a non-vegetarian, the chances are that your mouth will water, right? And that's because of conditioning. We have been conditioned to eat these foods, but that doesn't make it our food. Imagine if you see green fields of wheat or rice in the village. Does your mouth water? No, because we can't eat this raw. Of course, it's a wonderful feeling to see this beautiful green growing in the village because green is attractive. But our mouth doesn't water, right? And wheat and rice are not our foods really, but we are eating them front and center in our diet. And many people have gluten intolerance. That means even nature knows that wheat is not our food, but we are still eating it. So we should rethink what we're doing just so that we can put the right fuel in our body and be healthy. Now, don't get worried. This doesn't mean you have to stop wheat and rice immediately. But at least we should keep in our mind that fruits and vegetables are instinctively more attractive than wheat or rice. Now, whose mouth would water if they saw the wheat or rice? Maybe a cow, right? Because cows eat grass. So all the herbivores have their own niche and each one eats a different thing so that everyone can live in harmony on the planet. Now, foods suitable for our species are fruits and vegetables, foods that look like these that are instinctively attractive. We can go further and look at our anatomy, and we'll just look at a little bit for the sake of time. But if you look at the teeth of a carnivore and then look at the teeth of a herbivore and then look at the teeth of true omnivores, and now if we look at our own teeth, we can see that we're not really true omnivores because we don't have those canines that can pounce on an animal and tear it apart. So we have the teeth like a herbivore. Have you noticed that vegetarians and non-vegetarians get the same diseases? And that's because meat and milk have the same properties. Milk is the food that every mammal produces for its young. And when you first give a baby cow's milk, no baby appreciates. Every baby loves their mother's milk, but when you first give cow's milk, nobody appreciates it. And that's because instinctively babies know that cow's milk is not the best food for them, right? I grew up as a vegetarian and I used to love milk. I don't know how because that's not common, but I think it's because of conditioning. I had the feeling I was always interested in health and I had the feeling that milk was healthy. And so I used to drink my 3 glasses of milk a day and curds and buttermilk and so on and so forth until I realized that in order for us to consume cow's milk, the calf doesn't get it. And I was just shocked because I was vegetarian for ethical reasons. And I was shocked that a cow who's the mother, her milk is deprived to her baby so that we can drink it. And so that led me to become a vegan instead of a vegetarian. Now, I believe that we have been manipulated because we all know that we don't like milk. We all know that meat and chicken and fish is not our food because we can't eat it raw. But we are being manipulated by advertising, by companies who want to sell their products, whatever those products would be, right? And so we have to realize that whatever is strongly advertised or whatever is advertised at all is not our food, because no one is going to advertise things which are already in our instincts. And that's why we don't routinely see advertisements for carrots and cucumbers or apples and oranges and so on, right? So we need to have fruits and vegetables high, and then maybe a little bit of grain and pulses and beans and seeds and so on. These should be our foods, right? So the foods most suitable to us are the ones that are attractive to eat just raw. Now, there's another thing we do to foods. We refine them so that we take out all the nutrients and throw them away and just consume the calories. White rice is just calories. White flour like maida is just calories. Also, oil and sugar are refined foods and they're just calories, right? But whole foods have nutrients, and nutrients are the spare parts for healing. So we should always have foods in their wholest form, which is what all the animals in nature do. So whole foods means eat like a monkey. Monkeys are our nearest relatives, and that means eat the part of any food that a monkey would eat. And we can easily imagine this because we would be eating that part of the food which we could eat if we don't have any tools. That means peel your bananas, but never peel your apples because you can't peel it without a tool, right? So never eat foods that have been refined by human beings, by factories. Always eat foods in their wholest form. And the third important thing is that we are the only species that sprays our food with poison so that other animals don't eat it. And then we eat it. Isn't that madness? So we need to be 100% organic, or if not 100%, as close to organic as possible, because we don't want to put the poison in our body that the animals don't want to do, right? So we really have to be careful. And nowadays, since most of the food is grown conventionally, we have to go towards organic. Actually, organic shouldn't even have a name because that's natural. And the conventional farming should have a name filled with chemicals. But instead, we have to look for organic. We need high quality spare parts to heal. And the spare parts come in the form of nutrients, and each color is a different phytonutrient. So it would be good to get all the colors of the rainbow every day. And manufacturers know this because when they try to sell us their products, they put all the colors of the rainbow like that. So that we will, if you see all these, you feel like picking up one bag of every flavor, and then the manufacturers are selling their product really well, right? So a summary of what we recommend is eating as close as possible to nature's design. That means fruits and vegetables. Eating only plant-based foods because we know that milk and meat is not our food. Eating foods that are whole as possible. Eating organic because we don't want to eat chemicals. And definitely eating more raw foods because we were meant to eat raw. All the animals in nature eat their food raw. And obviously avoiding all addictive substances, right? Actually, sugar is addictive and oil is addictive. And we just need to think about all the things that are addictive and stay away from them. Have you noticed that if I tell you no more milk, you might be saying, oh my God, how will I have my tea and ice cream and cheese and curds? Because milk means anything made from milk. Milk, cheese, butter, cream, paneer, ice cream, curds, buttermilk, ghee, everything. That's scary, isn't it? But today it's not so scary because there are alternatives for everything that are easily available in the market and also easy to make at home, real easy. So I just want to let you know that our website is on every slide, and you can go to our website and find more than 600 recipes available for free just so that you can get healthy and avoid all these foods that we're not supposed to have, right? We teach people how to cook without any oil, and the food is as delicious as what you're already eating now. We are at the first stage of health, which is a whole food plant based diet. And it's already an effort to get into a whole food plant based diet from the regular diet that most people are on. But if you want to go even further, and as you do this, your body will invite you to go further, then you could go on no grains or low grains, and that would be taking you to the next level of health. And then you could go completely raw, and that's the third level of health. It's a higher level. And remember, all the animals eat their food raw, right? And then the very best food for us is fruits. You can imagine that if you're on a farm or an orchard and you see fruits and vegetables, what do you feel like picking first? Fruits, right? So fruits is the best for us. And then living on light is the very best for us but it's a hard thing. All of these are spiritual processes. So for example, I'm telling you about whole food plant-based diet, and I often eat meals with no grain or very little grain, and I do have a lot of raw food and a lot of fruits in my diet. But I'm not so easy with fasting, and so I'm not there. Each of these stages is a spiritual stage, and as you change, and that's why if you look at all religions, they talk about fasting and things like this, because it helps lift your vibration to a higher spiritual level. But right now, let's just do this for health. And so if you could just be on a whole food plant-based diet and understand what that is and put it into practice, we'll get a really long way to reversing physical and even emotional diseases. Now, a few other things that are important for healing are exercise. Our body has muscles and bones, and this is our musculoskeletal system, which is designed for movement. We should have water because water helps to cleanse our body. We lose water through perspiration and urination, and through perspiration and urination, we release toxins. Then sunlight. Sunlight is really important because, sun is the original source of energy. Those people who are living on light or who are breatharians, they are living just on the energy of the sunlight, right? And plants are the only source of every nutrient on this planet because they're the only ones who can manufacture it. And they manufacture nutrients from sunshine and water and soil. And then temperance. Temperance means avoid all those addictive substances. Tea and coffee and Coca-Cola and sodas and sugary sweets. And these are all addictive things. Dairy is addictive. So we need to minimize or avoid altogether our addictive substances. If I were to tell you no more dairy, you would say, oh my God. But once you're off it, it feels like nothing. But if I were to tell you no more carrots from tomorrow, or no more pumpkin, or no more peas, how do you feel? Can you see that it's not scary at all? And that's because these are not even addictive, right? Nobody says, oh, today I overate carrots. But we definitely say, today I overate cheese. Today I overate paneer. isn't it? Today I overate ice cream. Today I ate too much cake. This happens, right? So we have to get away from the addictive things. Actually, our body is alkaline, and everything that's addictive is acidic. So it's harmful to our body in other ways as well. And then air, we need fresh air. And even deep breathing exercises or pranayam is very helpful. And rest at the right time. There's a reason it's dark at night. So we need to rest at the right time to get healthy. And our body heals during rest. So the maximum healing takes place between 10 and 4, but we need to be asleep. So I always say that dinner latest by 8, ideally we should eat it before sunset, and bed latest by 10. And trust that your body knows how to heal. If all the animals on the planet know how to heal, how can we be less? We know how to heal, and we have to trust in the healing power of our body. Okay, so let's talk about the differences in this kind of treatment from naturopathy. In naturopathy, there are procedures like packs and enemas and drinking urine or sun gazing or maybe fasting or intermittent fasting or healing with herbs and medications or a fixed dietary regimen of eating every 2 hours or having, vegetable juices or fruit juices or kadhas or whatever, fasting at certain times and so on. Now, these are all good things, right? But is it something that we were designed to do through nature? Like, if we are thinking about what is going to heal, then we have to think, what are the causes of disease? And the cause of disease is never lack of enemas, because animals don't need enemas to cleanse their system. The cause of disease is never lack of juices or lack of certain medicinal plants, because these are just things that help relieve symptoms. Now, if we really want to get to the bottom of disease, we should remove the causes of disease. So how can we make a meal plan? We should understand that the main cause of disease, we already talked about, lack of exercise but the main cause of disease is wrong nutrition. So if we were to make a meal plan, we should include more raw foods in the diet. We should include all the colors of the rainbow every day. We should have a nut limit. Why should we limit nuts? Nuts are great, right? But nuts come in hard shells. Like, for example, if you're sitting under a walnut tree and you see walnuts on the ground, would you feel like eating them? Yes, why not? But if you were in nature and you had to open them with a stone, how many walnuts would you eat? Not too many, right? And so that means that nature has designed these walnuts so that we don't eat too many. So we should always listen to nature. Now, if you see almonds are much more difficult to get into. And cashews are even more difficult. And pistachios you can't even get into them without heating them, right? So these are not our foods. And therefore, we recommend only 10 nuts a day. 10 nuts is already too much. If you don't eat any nuts, it's no problem. But in the transition phase, we do need nuts. So 10 nuts a day. And then condiments, like make your food delicious. If I make a salad, I'll have dressing. If I have dosa or chillas, I'll have a chutney by the side, and so on. And make desserts. We, even though we don't use sugar and actually not even jaggery, because the fiber of jaggery is removed, we use dates and raisins as sweeteners, and we make fabulous desserts. Do look on our website, even if it's just for the desserts recipes. And I advise learning something new, trying a new recipe from our website maybe once a week or once a month, and you will discover so much. Recently, we had a meal replacer salad program, and this was a 1 month WhatsApp series where every day you got a recipe of how to make a delicious meal replacer salad. And yesterday I spoke to a friend and she said, I took that meal replacer salad and my son was so happy. Every day for a whole month, we had different salads only for dinner. And she said, now I'm going to do that again. Every month I can do the same thing because that means the salad is repeated only once a month, and they were great. Remember, we have lots of salad recipes even on our website. And sometimes we have these programs that are special programs that you can avail of too. In order to do that, you could subscribe to our website. You can subscribe on our website for our newsletters or our WhatsApp broadcast list, and you will be informed of all these special programs. And you will also get little tips every day of how you can get healthy. So here's a menu that I would plan for myself and for others. Wake up and hydrate. Maybe just have water with lime juice. I add lime juice because it's alkaline, it's full of vitamin C. But you could also have, and if you're missing your tea and your coffee, you could have a herbal infusion. You could change your herbal infusion every day, or you could have the one you like the best just to rehydrate in the morning. Then don't eat until you're hungry. When you're hungry, a green smoothie and fruit. And you can get these recipes on our website. In case you're hungry again before lunch, now we always want to start the day with green smoothie and fruit because green smoothie is made with bananas and green leaves and other fruit. And so it's a great way to fill your body with both nutrients, lots of colors, and fruit. Fruit, as we already saw, is the best food for us. And then a snack. And the snack could be whatever your favorite breakfast was, but just made healthier. For example, if you liked poha or idlis or upma or any of those, then you can make a healthy version by using, instead of white rice for the idli, you could use red rice and whole urad dal, and those recipes are on our website. Or you could use brown rice poha, or you could use millet upma, any of these things. So you could have a healthy snack between breakfast and lunch if you were hungry. And then at lunch, the very best would be to have at least 25% raw, which could be a salad. And remember, don't have a salad which is just a few sticks of carrots and a few sticks of cucumber, but it would be good to have some delicious recipe, because like when I have salads for lunch, 50% of my lunch becomes salad because the salads are so delicious. Try the recipes on our website. And then perhaps one grain. Remember, if you're in transition or if you love rotis, you could have wheat rotis, but do have no less than 25% salad, no more than 25% grain, and the rest beans or dals and vegetables. And then if you're hungry in the evening before dinner, I would suggest something like sprout chaat, chole chaat, aloo chaat, sweet potato chaat. These are all filling and cover our desire for snacks. Sometimes the problem is the evening snack where we have fried things. So let's have something chatpata in the evening. And then dinner, remember it should be before 8 p.m. Could be again something similar to lunch, or it could just be a main course. For example, if you like falafel, Then falafel is a pita pocket which could be made of whole wheat with falafels inside which could be baked and are made of beans or chickpeas with lots of salad inside and tahini dressing. So you get your vegetables, your beans, your grain, everything, right? And all cuisines have this kind of main dish as well. So it could be a main dish or it could be like a traditional Indian meal with a salad and one grain and beans and vegetables. And if you like curds or buttermilk, remember that there are vegan versions as well that are healthier. So why not, right? For example, so many people have high cholesterol. Cholesterol is only made by animals. Nobody would have high cholesterol if we were eating right. Nobody would have high cholesterol if we didn't eat animal products, right? So that's a good reason to give them up. Now, if you'd like to learn more, because I couldn't cover everything today, but if you'd like to learn more, I do want to recommend you to our website where we have lots of information under Try Vegan. We also have free publications that you can download. We have an excellent YouTube channel with lots of talks like this where you could learn more about specific subjects like hormonal imbalance or diabetes or any one autoimmune diseases and so on, or even just how to lose weight. And then we have publications. Remember, you can buy the publications. We have a fabulous recipe book also. And sometimes it's handy to have a hard copy, but you can also download them from our website. And then we have talks and cooking classes just like this, and you can register for them on our website. We do have consultations and we have a team of doctors and nutritionists, and these would be individualized just for you, where someone would see all your reports and help you out. And then this is the very best, we have retreats, and the retreats are so great because in the retreats we can get some results just in that time because you're living with us and doing things with us, but also you have the experience, an experience we can never forget. So I do want to recommend any or all of these to you to learn more, because I do believe that each one of us can be our own best doctors all of the time, and or at least most of the time, and only when you don't know what's happening, which should never happen if you follow a healthy lifestyle just like all the animals. And I know because I'm 63 now and I'm truly healthier than I was when I was 20 or 30. So all of us can be our own best doctors, save so much money on medications, on doctor's bills, on hospitalization, and even food, right? Because meat and milk often cost more than the plant-based counterparts. So I just want to recommend you back to our website, sharan-india.org, where you can learn so much more. And don't forget our YouTube channel as well. So now we'll open for questions.